right, thank you. Hi, Eve. How you doing?
Hi, Travis. I love your background.
Oh, thanks. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk with me about Flora and Son.
No,
Um,
thanks
yeah,
for being
yeah. I was at the world premiere at Sundance, and I absolutely loved the film.
good.
Uh, yeah. I guess let's start off with an easy one. How did you get involved with this movie? I mean,
It
I'm
was
a huge fan of John Carney, and I imagine, you know, breaking in to get into one of his movies isn't easy. So,
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I'm such a fan of him. Growing up in Dublin, I kind of knew him a little bit, but I loved his movies. I mean, Sing Street, I loved. I was like devastated I wasn't in that. I was like, I'm Irish. I'm Irish. Um, and so yes, when I my it was just a simple story, really. My agent said you've got to read John Carney's script. And I read it and I fell madly, deeply in love with this whole story. And I think John wasn't really thinking about me for the role. I think he was like, yeah, I've met her, but I've seen her in period pieces and I didn't really see her as this part. And I managed to get on a Zoom with him and just sort of go like full Flora. And I was like, no one else can do this part. It's me, it's me, it's me. And this is what I'm going to do. And he really responded to that kind of energy and ended up giving me the part.
it's funny that you say that because Joseph said the exact same thing yesterday that he didn't think John was like looking at him for that role. Did you have to show John that you had the musical chops to do it? Did you have to do anything to convince him of that part of it?
I did. I had to basically pitch myself I said to him, look, I'm not going to be like Celine Dion here. I was like, what I can give you is something truthful and honest, and it sounds like someone who's learning how to express themselves through music, and I'm going to make it sound good. And, but it's not going to be, like American Idol. And he was like, that's not what I want. I don't want that. I want this to feel really real and raw, and that this woman has never thought about, singing, music, anything. She goes to clubs, she listens to techno music. It's not been something that she's really cared for that much. So that was sort of my persuasion and my pitch, and it worked.
Flora is, I think she's the best character John has ever written for any of his movies. She's just so much fun to be around and so grounded and real. I think she's great. What is it about her when you read for the part that you said, I absolutely have to play this character?
I think, oh my gosh, so much. I mean, being Irish and playing an Irish character is like there's something that happens to you where your like whole life sort of flashes before your eyes and it comes together, and it's just sort of in your bones and in your blood. But her humor, um, that sort of boldness that she has, her fearlessness, I think too, was really appealing to me. Um, and I know so many women like this. I sometimes depends on the day. I feel a lot like Flora. I feel like a fighter, and I feel like, um, you know, kind of going out and going crazy, and all of those things. The journey that she goes on throughout her day, and the emotions that she goes on, I think was really appealing to me as an actor to kind of get in there and explore them all.
You brought up something a few minutes a minute ago that was interesting to me. You talked about the fact that you are Irish, and John Carney's films are mostly set in Ireland, with one notable exception. But how is we know I know how his movies are perceived here. Absolutely love his films. How are his movies perceived in Ireland? Like I've never really
Really well.
heard that talked about before.
Yeah, no, he's like a little national treasure. I think people are really also, we're having a great moment right now in Ireland for film. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of production coming to Ireland, and it's brought in, a lot of work for us, and Irish crews are fantastic. And so I think everyone's really embracing these stories, like normal people coming out, and Flora coming out, and the Banshees of Inisherin, and the fact that our Irish stories that we love are being embraced overseas, particularly in America, is a special, special thing. So it feels nice to be a part of that moment.
You and Joseph Gordon-Levitt have fantastic chemistry in this movie, and I was telling him you not only have what, romantic chemistry, but musical chemistry as well. Talk to me a little bit about that, how you guys work together on set.
I know it's interesting because we'd never sang before together, and I think our voices really complement each other. Um, and we met the first day we met in the studio when we had to write that rooftop song, Meet in the Middle. And we didn't have a song the minute we met. And then 6 hours later, we were singing it to each other. So that was a really great bonding experience for us. And it sort of just carried through then when we were shooting our scenes together. We just kind of had this rapport and this marriage of these two cultures and these two personalities.
Are you a big fan of these kinds of movies? I hate to say these kinds of movies because I don't look at John Carney's movies as typical movie musicals.
I know it's
I,
kind of
I,
like its own genre, isn't it?
right? Yeah, they are because they're not musicals. They're love stories about the power of music to bring people together. So they're all sort of like their own little thing. But are you in general a fan of these kinds of movies?
Totally. I mean, I'm not like the biggest like musical theater nerd. I don't know all of them, but like I love like Singing in the Rain and Sound of Music, and like, you can really get me going on a good musical.
Mm,
So yeah, it's just not something I thought I would actually do.
yeah. Well, now that you've had this kind of experience, are you hoping to work with John again on something else?
We're hoping to. We're planning on. We're plotting something. So
You can't put that out there because now everybody's gonna that's got to happen now.
I know. Well, I
Yeah.
want it to happen. He wants it to happen. We're trying to figure it out. But yeah, when we were at Sundance, he like pitched me this whole thing, and I was like, I'm in. We love working together.
That's that's absolutely awesome. What are you hoping people take from Flora and Son when they see it?
Oh God, I think just like a little bit of happiness, a little bit of hope, a little bit of laughter, some joy. That's what I really love about this film is that it's like it takes you on a ride, but it's 90 minutes and it's just fun and it going to the theater, hearing people laugh, just there's nothing better than that right now. I think we all need it.
Well, Eve, this has been fantastic. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to me about Flora and Son. I can't wait to watch it again. I've watched it a few times already. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Travis.
Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.